Setting boundaries in relationships can be really hard. And one of the main reasons for that is it's absolutely going to test the quality of the relationship and the connection. Especially if the people that we're setting boundaries with are not used to us setting boundaries, if we've had loose boundaries in the past. And also for ourselves, as we're trying to find that happy medium, our pendulum can kind of tend to swing from one extreme to the other until we kind of find that middle ground as we're kind of learning that. It's a skill. And the people who tend to have an issue with it when we do start setting boundaries, it can really shake relationships up, and it can even lead to a lot of loss because we have to make hard decisions. Do we uphold our boundary even if it means losing that relationship? Sometimes we have to make those hard decisions and set those hard boundaries. And so what happens is, generally, the only people that have a problem with our boundaries are those who benefit from us not having boundaries, or who have their needs met in some way by us not having boundaries. Now, that's not to say that they're bad people or they're out to exploit us. A lot of times this is due to a lack of awareness. But what it can feel like for them, especially if they're lacking that awareness, is like an assault on them or an abandonment of some kind. And so they perceive our boundary setting as an assault on them in some way. Or ripping the rug out from underneath of them. And this can be a really hard period in relationships as we're trying to settle that out. And again, it's important to realize that not everyone who has a squawk about it when we start to do that, or gets uncomfortable with it, or raises a fuss, is bad or exploitative or out to get us or doesn't care about us. Sometimes it takes that sort of gentle education approach about where we're coming from with that. That's not to say we stop setting boundaries just because it's hard. Absolutely, keep going with it, but just understand why it's hard and why it can be hard on relationships. And we have to lean into that discomfort. The other side of it is it really shakes up our nervous system because it's a pattern that we're not used to, and that's a whole nother rabbit hole for another time. I actually have a video about that on my profile. Feel free to check that out, and if you're having trouble finding it, please comment and I will send the link for you. I hope that was helpful. Have a great day.